Brittney Griner arrives in the U.S. after the prisoner exchange with Russia. Brittney Griner landed at Kelly Field in San Antonio, Texas, early on Friday morning, marking her arrival in the United States. The WNBA star, who was held for months in Russian prisons on drug charges, was released on Thursday in a one-for-one prisoner swap for the notorious international arms dealer Viktor Bout, bringing an end to an ordeal that sparked intense high-level negotiations between the United States government and the Russian government to secure her freedom. "So glad to have Brittney back on U.S. land. Welcome home, BG," tweeted Roger Carstens, the special presidential envoy for hostage affairs. An immediate medical examination was to have been scheduled for Griner, as is customary practice for recently released American detainees. Thursday morning at the White House, Vice President Joe Biden made the announcement that Griner will soon be returning home, stating, "She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home." After months of being unjustly detained in Russia and held under intolerable circumstances, Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along, said Mr. Biden. Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she will soon realize that she should have been there all along. We never gave up working toward the goal of securing her freedom, and today is the day we've been working toward all along. The transaction, which took place in the United Arab Emirates, was originally reported by CBS News, which cited a United States official. 5 former United States officials confirmed to CBS News that an agreement had been made the previous Thursday. The president said that he had a phone conversation with Griner while in the Oval Office, where he was also joined by Griner's wife Sherelle, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Mr. Biden stated that he was happy to be able to say Brittney is in excellent spirits. He also rejected the show trial in Russia that resulted in Brittney being sent in prison and stated that she didn't beg for special treatment. The president gave the order for Bout to be released from prison and sent back to Russia in order to ensure Griner's freedom. The commutation order that reduced Bout's sentence from 25 years to 15 years in federal prison was signed by Mr. Biden. The Griner for Bout trade resulted in retired U.S. players Griner and Bout. Marine Paul Whelan is currently being held captive in Russia. Whelan has been held captive by the Russian government for close to 4 years at this point. He was found guilty of espionage, notwithstanding the United States' assertion that the evidence against him was bogus. Mr. Biden stated on Thursday that we have not forgotten about Paul Whelan, and he added that we will never give up on attempting to secure his release. One official stated that the United States had a choice between bringing home one particular American, Brittney Griner, or bringing home none. This information was relayed to the media by officials from the United States, who said it became apparent during discussions with the Russians that the possibility of securing the release of both Griner and Whelan in exchange for Bout was a non-starter. Whelan told CNN in a phone call on Thursday that he was happy Griner was free but that he was greatly disappointed that more has not been done to secure my release, especially as the 4-year anniversary of my arrest is coming up. This month marks the 4th anniversary of the time that Whelan spent in Russian custody. Griner, a star center in her 32nd year who plays for the Phoenix Mercury of the WNBA, was detained at a Russian airport in February and later pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the discovery of cannabis-derived oil cartridges in her luggage. Griner's detention came as a result of the fact that the cartridges were found in her luggage. Griner said that she had no intention of bringing the cartridges with her when she went to Russia to compete in a basketball league during the off-season of the WNBA. After 5 months of stalled diplomacy and various permutations of potential swap arrangements, including a previously unreported offer by the United States this past summer to send 2 prisoners back to Russia in exchange for the 2 Americans, sources say that the one-for-one exchange finally came together over the course of the last 2 weeks. Whelan, who had previously worked as a corporate security contractor, was seized at a hotel in Moscow in December of 2018, while he was in the city to attend the wedding of a friend. Later on, Russian authorities found him guilty of espionage and sentenced him to 16 years in prison for the crime, which both the United States of America and Whelan rejected. The Drug Enforcement Administration conducted a sting operation in Thailand in 2008, and as a result, they were able to apprehend Bout, who had most recently been detained at a federal prison in Marion, Illinois. He was found guilty of plotting the murder of American citizens and started serving the 25-year sentence he was given a decade ago. The arrest of Griner occurred about the same time that Russia began its unjustified invasion of Ukraine in February. As a result, all interactions between the United States and the Kremlin have been made more difficult by the conflict. Both Griner and Whelan, according to the United States, were wrongfully imprisoned, and officials have believed that Russia is using the American inmates as leverage. The exchange of Griner for Bout represents the second prisoner swap conducted by the Biden administration with Russia. The United States of America made an exchange in April that involved Konstantin Yaroshenko, a Russian smuggler who was convicted of conspiring to import cocaine, and Trevor Reed, a former United States of America prisoner. Marine who had been held captive in Russia for close to 3 years at the time of his release. CBS News discovered on Thursday of the previous week that a trade involving Griner and Bout was in the works, but the network complied with a request from the White House to withhold reporting on the matter because administration officials voiced serious concerns about the vulnerability of the then-emerging deal. The officials working for the Biden administration sent a warning that making the specifics of the trade public before it was completed would almost surely cause Russia to back out of the arrangement and may put Griner's safety in jeopardy.